first, followed by any questions in German. Someone to start, please.
Hi, Pep. If I could just ask a couple about, first of all, your thinking behind moving training today and why that's important for your team.
We'll train tomorrow morning.
Quite unusual though, is it?
No. I've done it a few times. Maybe not a lot, but I did a few times. Yeah, sometimes I prefer it. Don't see each other, and it was so demanding game against Bournemouth, and I prefer this at home, and tomorrow morning we train.
And then with you have a lot of data here on your players and opposition. When you have an extra 2 days rest like Dortmund, what does the data show that
we're used to?
But does it show that's quite a big advantage?
It's what it is. Is no word's going to change the schedule because we have a lot of games competitions. Is where it is. So Germany and France, all the people in Champions League try to play on Friday to have more games, and he is completely opposite. And I don't train in England. I go to train in Germany. I'm going to train in French. So just in case they want me. So that's why it's where it is.
Pep, how important is this run of home games for you, not just in the Champions League, but
massively
in the Premier League as well?
Always in Champions League in the old format when we were make 9 points in home games and you have one victory away, always you are qualified. And now it's completely different. Okay, the format, and of course if we are able to do what you have to do, so win at home, that I'm not saying it will be easy because Dortmund in this competition in Champions League always they I would say they perform their best I would say, because always arrive in the later stages and always go through in the group stages, but with 9 points more we'll be of course qualify between the 24, but we'll be close to be in the first 8.
Do you feel in some ways better prepared for the Champions League this season, the new format?
Maybe I was not clear enough, like you have been 1,000 million times here. It's not about we are prepared in the new format or not. Last season we were injured. 50% of the squad was injured during month and month. And especially in that period, what defined the Champions League qualifier, because there are a lot of games. So that was the reason why. Of course, we are prepared for that format, for the old one, and maybe with Seferin think for the new format. So we will be ready. It's just last season we have a lot of problems in terms of we didn't have players, and that was more difficult.
Hi Pep, big night for Erling tomorrow night, playing against his former club. Just when you think back to the player you watched playing for Dortmund and the one here, obviously he still scores a lot of goals, but how different has he become, or is he very much the same, do you think?
First of all, it's not the first time. I think Erling played against BVB, and I think when he was there, he played against us 1 or twice. And I think he's going to do a press conference, right? So he's a perfect question for him.
But when you think back to when you signed him, you didn't really have a sort of a number 9 at the time. You were winning the league with a false 9. I mean, was it always a incredibly easy decision to sign?
I play with false 9 with Messi. I play with 9s with Lewandowski. I play with 9s with Sergio Agüero, and I play 9 here with Phil Foden, false 9, and now with Erling we cannot play with false 9 because it's too good being as a 9. So I adapt, always try to my players.
Hi Pep. I think it's about 14 games in around the next 60 days. Is this the most exciting part of the campaign? And if this...
Sorry.
Is this the most exciting part?
14 games? No.
14 games in 60 days coming up.
But
is this
after Liverpool, I have 10 days off. I'm going to holidays.
Yeah. So, is the period...
And after?
Yeah, is the period coming
break
up the most exciting part of the season, and does it set you up for the rest of the campaign?
Yeah, but so you have international break September, October, November, and after that we start in this country, November, December, January, February is wow. I don't know excited is the right word, but it's demanding, that's for sure. So, but yeah, 1 decade I'm here, so I live many times this situation.
how do you juggle then the team setup and training and everything that goes with it around this?
Yeah, that's good. Handle the intensity, I would say, to the modern football. When when you play one game a week, it's completely different when we play 3 days. I said many times. So the teams are really, really good most of the time, but play one a week is completely different when we play 3. That the most important thing is how you handle not just the minutes and how many minutes on the pitch, how many minutes in the meeting rooms, how here the physicality. That is, from my experience, the teams you play every 3-4 days is the energy, the moment of the game. But at the same time, you have to train a little bit to understand what you have to do, the images you have to do. Otherwise, it's not possible. And yeah, it's adapt. The teams when you play 3 competitions or 4 competitions every 3 days during 11 months, the only solution is how quick you adapt, adjust, and how you go forward with the situation.
Hi, Pep. When we spoke to you in the summer, you said for the first time in your career, you decided the captains that you wanted this season. Obviously, Erling is one of those. Everyone knows what he's like on the pitch, but what did you see in his character, his personality off the pitch to think that he deserved to be in that group?
It's difficult to find a real world-class player or start to be incredible, humble, and thinking what is the best for the team. I know he want to score goals. The impact he knows, because the way he's scoring goals helping the team. But I had the feeling that I always have an eye what is the best for the team. And when that's happened, it's difficult to find. When goal-scoring players have this kind of ability, or the talent, or I would say it, generosity or kindness, or whatever you want to say. And Erling is like that. It was a surprise, honestly. When normally striker just thinking goal. Of course, he has to score goals. Is the best way to help us. That is obviously clear. But that's why I decided for that, because that guy signed a contract for 10 years. So as much is involved in many things, will be better for him and for the club.
Pep, do you think Erling is helping the team more out this season? I'm thinking back to, the derby where he was sort of defending corners and putting more effort in that way. Do you think that's improved that level of that part of his game as well?
No, his presence in the set pieces today is so tall. He's aggressive and of course we cannot demand. We have to support defensively. I try to organize the team to allow them to run as less as possible, and the efforts, because it's so big, he cannot play every 3 days, 90 minutes and make the big action to 30-40 meters. So I don't want that. That's why always another thing. Always I think the teams who play every 3 days, 11 months, as much you control the ball through the passes, not in the beginning of the season, during 11 months, and you can handle the game in the way you want to do, you survive. Less injuries and everything. So that's why we try, but at the same time, when it's not possible, he has to help us, and he's helping us.
Hi, Pep. There'll be some names, excuse me, in the Dortmund team that City fans will recognise. You had Jan Couto here. Did you think about keeping him and playing him, or?
Sorry?
Yeah, Jan Couto.
Jan Couto.
Yeah.
Couto. No, you pronounce really good. I'm happy that he is there. He came here so young, make an incredible impact with Girona, in the best season in his history. And after, Dortmund always approach for the young talents, invest with them, and after to make impact there, and after sell them. So, and Jan is one of them. I'm happy that he's doing really well.
And obviously, English fans will be interested to see how Jobe Bellingham does over there. Is he a player you were aware of at Sunderland?
I don't know.
Hi, Pep. Just on Erling's leadership, he's obviously quite a light-hearted guy at times. He likes, to joke around. We see that in his YouTube and his social media. Does it help having someone like that in a leadership group that can kind of lighten the mood and make it less serious at times and take the pressure off people?
Yeah, it's a new generation. The generation is part of the old generation like you and me. So the social media is completely different, right? So we are not as much involved. But the new generation, they grew up, for the little babies in that, and part of the lives, and they want to do it as much as respect And always I tell them, be alert. That's all, be alert. So don't show much your... But they can do whatever they want. I might respect the club, the mates, and especially their private life. It's good.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Done?
Yeah.
Good.